Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Andrew McCart, IFL TV. We're out here in Saudi Arabia. The weigh-in is done. The fight is on, Mr. Johnny Nelson. Both fighters look, well, Joshua and Ngannou, man, they're always primed and ready to rock and roll, but they looked extra primed tonight.
They did, and you know what? For the first time, Ngannou didn't look as imposing. When you see them individually, you think, oh my God, this guy's huge. I think this is the first time AJ's met somebody the same size in bar, height-wise, obviously. But conditions done, you know, that's just aesthetics. Now it's about getting in the ring and getting the job done. What do you expect? You know, the MMA fans that know Ngannou know how devastating he is. He's the top of his tree. Of course, they think, and we saw it before when McGregor boxed Mayweather. You know, they couldn't understand how we actually thought, you know, a boxer could beat him. And I'm quite sure Ngannou's got that same support there. What impressed me about Ngannou all week is his cool, his calm, his matter of fact, how he's simplified it. For Anthony Joshua, he can't win, he can't lose in regards to how he acts. He's been serious and professional. He's been serious and professional because he didn't want to make the same mistake Tyson Fury did in underestimating the man that was in front of him. So if AJ is trained and prepared as though he was fighting for a Fury fight or a Klitschko fight, this will be a complete and utter shutout. It'll be a shutout. It'll be too sharp, too smart, too intelligent of a boxer. And so therefore, Ngannou would have a puncher's chance, and that's it. AJ's got to be smart, and he's got to put him in his place. Don't get greedy. Use your boxing skill.
What do you make of, I don't know if you heard Ngannou's comments with Ariel on the stage there immediately after the weigh-in. He said something along the lines of, I can fight both Joshua and Tyson Fury on the same night. They're too scared to come into my backyard. I have to go into their backyard. He's fighting talk.
I agree. If Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua went into the octagon, they get teared up. I agree with him, you know. Now, but he stepped into their world, and so many of the MMA fighters step into our world because the money's there, the adulation's there, the challenge is there. They're willing to take that challenge, and that's why MMA is becoming so successful, because they're willing to take a chance to take dare. They're willing to dare. But if it was the other way around, you know, then it's the same how we're talking about Anthony Joshua, the same how we talk to Tyson Fury, is exactly what you've got to do for Ngannou. But he stepped into our world. There's boxing snobbery here. I expect Anthony Joshua to have far too much of everything, bar power, on Francis Ngannou.
Joshua, you mentioned that they're the same size, but there's still 20 pounds of difference in Ngannou. I don't know where the difference, the 20 pounds is, because Joshua looks bigger in terms of height-wise, but where's that 20 pounds coming from?
Joshua's coming weighing around the same weight he did against Walling, so that tells me he felt comfortable in his performance and his weight and how loose he felt. So that's why he's very much the same. So he's probably not changed much in training. The only thing he has changed is tactics. For Ngannou very much around the same weight he did against Tyson Fury. So again, same again, he's thinking, well, this worked. I didn't know what I was capable of doing. Now I know what I'm capable of doing, so why will I change anything? So this is just about brute force, desire, who wants it the most. And Anthony Joshua, yes, the pressure's on him because he's got far much more to lose than Ngannou. But that's the chance he's willing to take.
In other news, Conor Benn, Manny Pacquiao down there. Looks like that fight's on. They were meant to do a face-off, but I think with all the chaos and everything that went after the Joshua and Ngannou weigh-in, I think all the media, and me included, we just ransacked the stage. So they didn't manage to do the face-off, but it seems like Conor Benn and Manny Pacquiao are going to get it on at some stage. Your thoughts?
Good for Conor. Manny Pacquiao has been itching for a while to get back in the mix again. Manny Pacquiao, and the thing is, you know, boxing leaves you, you don't leave boxing, and so Manny Pacquiao thinks, I want to get involved in that, and can he shock the world and beat this young gun coming up in Conor Benn? He clearly knows far more than Conor, but the one thing you can't buy, borrow, pretend to have, and that's youth. You can't turn the clock back. And Pacquiao's not going to be able to do that. It's the same as Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. You cannot change the clock back. So you look at Manny Pacquiao's resume, you think, what are you doing? He knows far much more than Conor Benn, but time is about everything, and he's decided to put himself on the line, his legacy, his reputation, to go in there and see if he can get one more hurrah by beating the young gun in Conor Benn.
45 years old, 3 years out the ring. You know yourself, activity is key as a fighter. You want to fight yourself, and being 45 and having 3 years out the ring, I mean, what can we expect?
The elephant in the room is money. That's the elephant in the room, because why else would you do it? And listen, I'm 57. I still think I can fight like I was 27. I can't. You're out long enough to find peace and relaxation in yourself. Money must be the massive motivator, again, in this and in Tyson, Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. Money's got to be the massive motivator, because I don't understand what in reality you expect against a young, fast reactor in a younger fighter.
You said there, Mike Tyson, you spoke about just now, that was going to be my third question, was going on to this Mike Tyson-Jake Paul fight. You said yourself you're 50, what did you say you were? I don't want to misquote you. Yeah, 59. Exactly, nearly 60-year-old man against a young guy. A kid that's probably not fought a real boxer, let's say. Maybe Tommy Fury's the only fighter he's faced in Jake Paul, but Mike Tyson, I suppose my question is going to be, Johnny, what kind of Mike Tyson are you hoping for? The Evander Holyfield Tyson, the 80s Tyson, what are we looking at?
Well, the Mike Tyson style suits a young man, and you saw as he got older that style didn't work for him because he was getting caught, and that's why all of a sudden he started to get turned over. But in his day, that style is you can't touch it, unmatchable. He's in his 50s now, late 50s. He's probably the same age as Jake's dad. You slow down. You might have the movements in your head. The hand-foot-eye coordination is not. The hand-foot-eye coordination is not going to be the same. Unfortunately, that Mike Tyson style suits a young man. It doesn't suit an old man, and it's frustrating. I'm like, Mike, man, what are you doing? They must be paying him a hell of a lot. Okay, let's say for instance when Jake Paul boxed Anderson Silva. Anderson Silva in his day, do you think that young man could have done that to an on-format? No, he couldn't. So he was fighting the reputation. He was fighting the scalp. That's what he's fighting. Anderson Silva wasn't fighting, was. Neither is Mike Tyson. That's obvious. It's got to be about the dough. Now, it's not for me to say don't do it because they might be getting paid ridiculous money. So therefore, who am I to say that? But my understanding is Mike's all right. He's all right. And if he isn't, I understand why he's doing it. But if you're going to ask me who's going to win, I expect Jake Paul to win. Jake Paul, even though he's come from that YouTube background, the kid can kind of fight a bit. So he's probably one of the few YouTubers that start to get respect from fighters.
Johnny, before I let you go and wrap up here, because I think we're wrapping up quite quick, you spoke about the money in the room, the elephant in the room being money. What will entice you back? How much money would entice Johnny Nelson back in that square circle? You know, is there a price?
Well, you know what? Brendan always taught us, no matter what, wealth isn't about what you've got in your pocket and what you've got in your bank. Your wealth is what you've got in your heart and soul, what you've got in your family. Money's not my God. And even though I could do with it, nah, man, I ain't playing that game.
Johnny, well said. I appreciate your time as always, Johnny. And listen, look forward to tomorrow night. Thank you, Johnny. Thank you.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.